Om Sai Ram. This is a reading of the Vishnu Sahasranama, and this is being read from a book by Swami Chinmayananda called 1,000 Ways to the Transcendental. In each chapter, I'll be reading 50 of these glorious names of the Lord Vishnu, along with possible meanings and implications of each name. Number 251, Suchi, one who is pure. The immaculate reality, which is never contaminated by the Maya and by its products, is Mahavishnu. When dirt exists upon anything, it becomes unclean. In the absolute oneness, there can be nothing other than itself, and therefore the fourth plane of consciousness is indicated in our scriptures as the transcendental, ever pure self, Sri Hari. Number 252, Siddhartha, one who has gained all that has to be gained and achieved all that has to be achieved. That which has to be achieved in life during an individual's existence has all been classified under 4 heads, and they are called the 4 aims of life. They are righteousness in conduct, that is dharma, wealth and possession, that is artha, desires and ambitions, that is kama, and liberation from imperfections, that is moksha. One who has gained all these 4 has nothing more to gain, as there cannot be any sense of imperfection in him. One who has gained all that has to be gained is Siddhartha, that is the Lord Vishnu. Number 253, Siddha Sankalpa. Sankalpa means intellectual willing and wishing. One who gains all that he wishes for, or one who immediately gains what he wills, is called Siddha Sankalpa. Ordinarily, we fail to gain what we demand because of the disintegration within ourselves. The Lord, the Perfect, is one who instantaneously gains all that he wishes. Hence, the Upanishads define him as the Satya Sankalpavan. This great Parameshwara of the Upanishads is the Mahavishnu, the theme of the 1,000 chants. Number 254, Siddhida, one who is the giver of the appropriate reward for all actions for those who perform spiritual practices. Lord Narayana is the great universal power that brings about the reward for all actions. Number 255, Siddhi Sadhana, one who is the very secret force which enables the seeker to diligently continue all the efforts of his seeking. Siddhi ordinarily means fulfillment. Here it means all efforts at a given fulfillment. It is also interpreted by some as the one mighty reality, to worship at whose altar is the very means or sadhana for all achievements, and this is Sri Narayana. Number 256, Vrishahi. The term Vrisha is very familiar in the ritualistic portion of the Vedas, and it connotes what is left over after the yajna functions. Subjectively, Vrisha means the residual results gathered in the personality after each devoted and dedicated act of offering during all selfless services or yajnas. Therefore, Vrishahi means one who is a controller of all actions and the dispenser of all results. Number 257, Vrishabha. The term Vrisha, though not very familiar now, is used in the Vedic literature to indicate dharma, the essential nature of a thing without which the thing cannot remain as the thing is its dharma. One who showers all dharmas is called Vrishabha. In short, one who showers glowing health, burning devotion, and thrilling silence on all sincere seekers and faithful devotees is Vrishabha, and he is Sri Narayana or Vishnu. Number 258, Vishnu, all-pervading, long strident. We have already explained this term earlier. In Mahabharata, we also read the Lord himself explaining to Arjuna, "Because I stand striding across the universe, O Partha, I am known as Vishnu." In the Upanishad, we also read, Vishnu has spread himself and conquered all these 3 worlds. Number 259, Vrishaparva. We had already explained that Vrisha means dharma. The term Parvam means a ladder, a flight of steps that takes us to the higher floors. Hence, Parvata means mountain. Thus, here the term is explained as a flight of steps on the ladder of life to take one to the ultimate reality, the eternal Dharma. Vishnu is the one worshipped partnership at whose altar will facilitate the devotee's steady evolution towards the experience of higher consciousness. Number 260, Vrishodhara, Vrisha, that which reigns. Udara or belly. The idea here is that the seat of all creative thinking is resting on a psychic center, roughly indicated by the navel, and hence we find the description that the total creator of the universe is sustained and held aloft at the navel of Mahavishnu. During Pralaya, the creative power merges back to its source, and thereafter, upon waking, the creation again starts. The creative power manifests itself and continues its creative activities from the same point of its merger. This culminating point of all creation during the time of the dissolution, which is also the same from wherein, during creation, the manifestation of names and forms spring forth, is Vishnu, the Supreme, and hence he is called Vrishodhara, the showering belly. Number 261, Vardhana, one who is the nurturer and nourisher everywhere, at all levels of life, both material and spiritual. In short, from the standpoint of the student who is studying with devotion these 1,000 names of the Lord, the term indicates that Vishnu is the mighty power that supplies all spiritual growth, provides all well-being, and ultimately blesses all his devotees with the final realization. Number 262, Vardhamana, one who can grow himself into any dimensions. Since the names and forms of the universe are ever dynamic and the unseen movement of progressive evolution is everywhere, the Lord is indicated here as this very dimensional movement of progress. The Pauranikas attribute that this name came to him because he, in his Vamana incarnation, grew himself to measure under his 3 steps the whole universe. Number 263, Vivikta, alone or solitary, ever standing apart from everything. With reference to the dream and the dreamer, the waker is, we know, separate. Similarly, the world of names and forms and its joys and sorrows, passions and lusts, smiles and tears, though they all play in the self, the Supreme is not affected by them. This freedom or separation is indicated in the Gita, and the Lord explains, "They are in me, I am not in them." Number 264, Shruti Sagara, the ocean for all the rivers of all scriptural thoughts. All scriptures, irrespective of the age, language, tradition, and beliefs, ultimately indicate a theme which is ever the same. All scriptures are rivulets of thoughts, flowing through different terrains of national character and historical climates, gushing to reach forward the ocean of perfection which lies beyond the dark sorrows of mortality. That which is the goal of all scriptures is the immortal bliss of God consciousness, the Mahavishnu. Number 265, Subhuja, one who has graceful arms. This need not be taken as a description of the physical beauty of the anatomical structure of the arms, but since those arms are ever working in the service of his devotees, on sheltering them and in blessing them, they are full of grace and hence graceful. Number 266, Durdara, one who cannot be comprehended even by great yogis who spend long periods of time in meditation. Transcending the mind and intellect is the experience of the Supreme, and therefore the mind and intellect can never comprehend it. Number 267, Vagmi, one who is eloquent of his glory. The full sense of the term should embrace not only the eloquence in speech, but all physical capabilities in the world, all the glories of the cosmos, all the beauties of the heart, the total might of the intellect. All are eloquent of his glory. Through the scriptures of the world, it is again he who speaks to us of our ultimate harbor beyond the stormy seas of Maya in the simple words of brilliant suggestions declared by the saints, sages, rishis, prophets, and other divine men. Number 268, Mahendra, one who is Lord of even Indra, the Lord of the gods. In philosophy, the mind is called Indra, and one who is the Lord of even the mind is the self. Number 269, Vasudha. Vasu means wealth, and therefore Vasudha means one who enriches all, both in their outer prosperity and in their inner well-being. Once surrendered unto him, man learns to live ever in dynamic success, with all the glories of the loving heart, self-controlled mind, and contemplative intellect. Number 270, Vasu. The term Vasu has got three meanings: wealth, that is Dana, veil, Achadana, and son, Aditya. Thus, he is the one who manifests himself in the form of the external wealth, for he, as the very sun, nurtures and nourishes the world. He is the one who veils himself from the comprehension and understanding of the unprepared men of evil temperaments who possess no true devotion. The term Vasu can also mean one who lives in all things and beings of the universe, or it can also mean one who allows all things and beings to exist in himself. In the Gita and the Upanishads, we find the infinite described as the very indweller everywhere in his Ishvara status, and as the very substratum for the universe in the pure transcendental nature. Number 271, Naika Rupa, one who is of infinite forms in his manifestations. The single waker's mind becomes itself variegated to serve as the endless terms of the dream world. The one supreme cause of the whole universe is Vishnu, and all effects are but different expressions of their cause. Looking at him through our distorting instruments of body, mind, intellect, we see the plurality, and only on transcending this equipment can we experience the oneness of the absolute reality. Number 272, Brihadrupa, vast of infinite dimensions, pervading all, one whose very form or rupa is the totality of the universe, and therefore as vast as the universe. In the description of the Supreme Person in the Rig Veda, we read the rishis declaring that Vishnu is not only of the total size and dimension of the universe, but he stands beyond it all by 10 digits. Number 273, Sipivishta. Sipi is the name given to the sacrificial cow. The term denotes the one who sanctified and dedicated offerings poured into all fields of selfless sacrifices. The root Si has also the meaning of waters. Sipi, that which drinks water, the rays of the sun. Thus, Sipivishta would indicate the Supreme, who is the presiding deity in the sun, giving it both its energy of heat and light. In the Gita, the Lord confesses, "Understand that the light and energy that expresses themselves through the sun and moon is the light and glory essentially belonging to me." Number 274, Prakashana, the one who illuminates, expressing itself as the all-pervading consciousness in every equipment. He is the knower, knowing everything in each bosom, and knowing all things that are happening in the universe at one and the same time in his omnisciency. He is the illuminator of all experiences. Just as the one sun illumines everything in the world, the reality illumines both the fields of experiences and the knower of the field. Number 275, Ojas Tejo Dhyuti Dhara, one who is the possessor, that is Dhara, of perfect physical virility, that is Ojas, all brilliancy, that is Tejas, and every beauty, that is Dhyuti. These three terms indicate perfection at three different levels of personality known to us at present. Ojas is glowing physical health due to perfect balance in the constituents of the healthy body. This virility in us, when conserved, disciplined, and trained, can through meditation be converted into intellectual brilliancy and perfect personality integration. The shine of an individual who has thus sublimated Ojas is termed in our Shastras as Tejas. A yogi, through intelligent living and through a devoted life of continued meditation, has thus gathered to himself Ojas and Tejas sufficiently. He in time grows to become an experienced saint of divine realization, a Buddha. The enchanting atmosphere of irresistible peace and compassion, love and perfection, knowledge and strength such a man throws around him is called the aura of divinity or Dhyuti. In the 10th chapter of the Gitacharya autobiographically confesses, "I am the might in all strength. I am the brilliancy in all that is brilliant." Some commentators commentators are found to take these three terms as separate names of the Lord. However, Shankara interprets it as one single term. Number 276, Prakashatma, the effulgent self, the one who is the self in all hearts, who can be experienced as the consciousness which is the source of all illumination to shine upon all creatures in the three planes of consciousness. This universal and absolute self is Mahavishnu. Number 277, Pratapana, the one who manifests himself as the essential thermal energy that lends life potential to the very atmosphere around each living creature. In the words of the Gita-charya, we find a confirmation to this declaration when the Lord declares to Arjuna that he himself is the reality that manifests as the heat and light in the sun and the moon, and it is he again who warms up the crust of the earth and impregnates it with its fertility. Number 278, Riddhita, one who is ever full of all prosperity. As the very Lord of Lakshmi, Vishnu should be one who has all glories. When the entire universe of wealth, strength, and beauty is itself a manifestation from him, he himself must be the absolute glory. Number 279, Spashta Akshara. Spashtam means clear, one who is clearly indicated by the supreme sound or Akshara, the famous sound symbol of the eternal Lord, Om. In the Gita, we read, one who chants my name Om and leaves his body at the time of death, thus remembering me, he shall go to the supreme state. In Sanskrit, Kshara means the perishable. The perishable is no doubt nothing other than the all-perfect, the immutable truth. But due to the imperfections of the instruments of perception, body, mind, and intellect, the perceiving ego can experience only this world constituted of a plurality, sense objects, emotions, and thoughts. The ego, peeping through the vehicles, can never experience the one coordinating reality, the divine. When the mind is hushed and the ego is thus sublimated, the immutable Akshara factor is experienced, wherein we gain the clearest understanding of the Absolute. Since it is thus clear only in its immutable nature, Vishnu, the Supreme Self, is indicated here as Spashta Akshara. Number 280, Mantra, one who is of the nature of the mantras of the Vedas. The declarations of the Vedas, the mantras, are the vehicles that will take us straight into the experience of the transcendental. The vehicles are often called by the name of their destination. Mantra means that which can save us on being properly meditated upon. Only through the mantras of the Upanishads do we ever come to experience the supreme nature of the Lord, and so he is named Mantra. Number 281, Chandramsha, rays of the moon. That the moonlight has got an effect upon the herbs was known to India in the Vedic period. As the rays of the moon, I fill the vegetable kingdom with nutrition, confesses Bhagavan Vasudeva. Thus the Lord is one who nurtures and nourishes all living creatures, instilling into each its particular vitality. Though this is the deep philosophical significance, superficially the beauty, calm, and peace that the moon suggests to our mind is but a reflection of the infinite peace of Vishnu. Number 282, Bhaskara Dyuti, the effulgence of the sun. Sun is the center of the solar system, an eternal exchequer of energy, ever distributing life and strength to all living upon the earth. Life would have been impossible but for the sun. At the same time, the sun stays where he is and he never interferes with life. From afar, he blesses life. The Lord who thus from afar blesses by his mere presence is the true sun of life, the Atma, the Self, Sri Mahavishnu. Number 283, Amritam Sudbhava, the moon who has consoling rays that give the essential food value to the plants and fruits, is called in Sanskrit as Amritamshu. In the Puranas, it is described that the moon was first born from the milky ocean during its churning. Since Vishnu is described as ever reposing upon his Ananta bed in Ksirasagara, the Lord is himself termed here as the begetter of the moon. Subjectively, the moon is the presiding deity of the intellect, and the discriminating intellect itself arose arose when our bosom started churning the heart by the two forces, the positive, that is the good, and the negative, or the vicious. If the sun is the presiding deity of energy, the moon represents the world of matter, and the very source from which the world of matter, or Kshetra, has risen is Amritam Sudbhava. Number 284, Bhanu, self-effulgent, one who expresses himself for the blessing of the world in the form of the sun and presides over the entire solar system. Number 285, Shasha Bindu, that which has a beauty spot or bindu in the shape of a rabbit is called Shasha Bindu, the moon. Since the Lord is the nourisher of all and he is himself the entire world of matter, he himself is the moon that nourishes with essence the entire plant kingdom. Number 286, Sureshwara. Sura means Deva, and so the term indicates the god of all gods. The word Sura also can be dissolved to mean giver of plenty. Sura therefore stands for a person of extreme charity. The Lord Ishvara, who prompts and fulfills the loving kindness of all charitable men, is Sureshwara, that is Lord Vishnu. Number 287, Aushadham, medicine. Narayana is the divine medicine for the immediate cure for all the burning sorrows of samsara. Even to consider it more directly as the specific cure for all bodily ailments is not necessarily wrong, for ailments of the body are caused by mental disintegration, and when the inner man has surrendered in devotion to him, Lord Narayana indeed becomes a specific cure for even the physical diseases of the devotees. Number 288, Jagata Setu, a reclamation bund thrown across waters connecting distant islands to the mainland is called Setu. Sri Ramachandraji built one and reached Lanka. The term Jagata Setu therefore implies that the Lord is himself the bridge over which one can safely cross over the realm of egocentric imperfections and reach the joyous realms of the infinite perfection. Number 289, Satya Dharma Parakrama, one who champions heroically the truth, that is Satya, and righteousness, that is Dharma. It can also imply one who has truthfulness, that is Satyam, righteousness, that is Dharma, and heroism, that is Parakrama, in him. In short, the Lord is one who fights constantly against the false and the unrighteous to establish truth and purity. Number 290, Bhuta Bhavya Bhavannatha, the Lord of the three periods of time, the past, the present, and the future. The Lord of time is the one in whose presence alone the time concept is possible. Time is the interval between thoughts, and the awareness that illumines the rise and fall of thoughts is the very Lord of time. Objectively, he is the Lord of all those that exist in the three periods of time, or he to whom all creatures conditioned by time pray for comforts, solace, and protection. Number 291, Pavana, one who purifies everything, or one who manifests as the life-giving atmosphere around the world and sustains the existence everywhere. Number 292, Pavana. In the earlier term Pavana, the Lord is indicated as the one who has, in the form of the atmospheric air, filled the universe. He is the one who sustains life in all living creatures as the life-giving atmospheric air. Here, the present term Pavana means the one who gives this life-sustaining power to the atmospheric air. It is very well known that the moving air or breeze purifies more than any other known thing in the world. This purifying power is acquired by the atmosphere by His grace. In short, He is the secret glory that lends the atmosphere the very life-sustaining property, and He is the dynamism that moves the air. Number 293, Anala. The term itself means fire. So He who is in the form of fire and sustains life. A certain amount of minimum thermal heat is necessary for life to continue, be it in the human body or in the earth itself. This warmth of life in the world around and in the organism itself, without which life cannot continue, that mighty warmth is none other than the Lord, and hence He is called Anala. Also, the term Ana has the meaning of prana, and La means to receive. Therefore, the term can also imply one who is the very self, the very vital factor in the prana. Number 294, Kamaha, one who destroys all desires. Desires spring forth from the vasanas. We can experience the self only on transcending the vasanas. Just as the sun is the destroyer of night, similarly, the pure consciousness, the Atma, and the vasanas cannot coexist. The vasanas end when the Atma is experienced. From the devotee's standpoint, he is the one who fulfills all his desires. A devotee or meditator, when he approaches the great reality existing in the subjective core or his own personality, he transcends all the realms of his desires and passions, and therefore this great inner self is indicated here as the destroyer of all desires. He is the one who fulfills all desires in his devotees and thus brings about a calm fullness of joy within. Number 295, Kamakrit, one who fulfills all desires. The implications have been indicated in the analysis of the previous term. It can also mean the very creator of the Lord of love. Even though desires spring forth from the realm of the causal body constituted of the vasanas, without the thrilling touch of the self, even vasanas cannot express all by themselves. In that sense of the term, the very agitations of desire erupt from his grace. Hence, he is called Kamakrit. Number 296, Kanta, one who is of an enchanting form. Infinite beauty is the very nature of the self, and the Upanishads define the self as Shantam, Shivam, Sundaram. The aesthetism in man craves for harmony, and where we experience the greatest of harmony, there we detect the presence of beauty. In front of beauty, the entire personality of an intelligent man becomes calm and peaceful, hushed in silence, transported to ecstasy. These are moments when the meditator has transcended his sheaths and is in union with the pure self. Naturally, therefore, the pure personality of an intelligent man becomes calm and peaceful. The self is indicated here as Kanta, the divine auspicious form of absolute beauty. Number 297, Kama, one who is the beloved. Not only is he the beloved of the devotees, but every activity of all creatures is an attempt at courting and winning bliss and happiness. The blissful self is the goal of all creatures in life. Even insignificant unicellular organisms revolt against pain, and they too seek happiness. Man is no exception. The infinite bliss, which is experienced only on transcending the body, mind, and intellect, is that which is constantly demanded by every organism that breathes in this universe. In the ignorance of this all-satisfying goal, the world suffers. That Lord is the beloved of all devotees, and in fact, he is also the beloved of even those who deny him and run after the sense objects. The theist seeks him through devotion or meditation. The atheist too seeks him only in and through all his diligent pursuits of the sense stimuli. Number 298, Kama Prada, one who supplies the desired objects, one who fulfills all desires. To the devotee, the Lord is the giver of all desired objects, and to a man of meditation, the Lord is that state of mind where all desires are fulfilled, in the sense that no more can any desire linger in his heart after the divine experience. Number 299, Prabhu, he is the Lord, the Master, the Owner, the Proprietor, one who has all powers to do, not to do, and to do otherwise is called the Great Lord. Number 300, Yugadikrit, one who is the creator of the divisions of eons, described in our Puranas as yugas. These yugas are 4 in number: Kritam, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. In short, he is the Lord of time. By the term Adi, it must be understood to indicate all other divisions of time as centuries, years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. He is not only the Lord of the yugas, but he is the light of consciousness that illumines the duration of each experience and the very interval between every pair of subjective experiences. And this brings us to the end of names 251 through 300 of the Vishnu Sahasranama.